Hey y'all, welcome to Coffee and Convos. It's your girl Jay.
And this is your girl Layla. Welcome back to another episode.
Ooh.
Alrighty, girl. What's up? What's been going on?
Nothing much. Wait, did I tell you about where did I go? To California?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you told me you were telling me about leaving Florida. You didn't tell me how your trip was.
Flying is ghetto. Flying is really just, it's not fun anymore. I used to be so excited to go on my like little trips. And once I get there, I'm good.
Right.
But sometimes leaving from Florida is so difficult now because of like the weather and just whatever. There's always something going on with the plane or something. But yeah, that was a catastrophe. I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
So what happened? Because I feel like they need to know.
So initially... Guys. Initially, they oversold the flight. So they needed 7 people to get off.
What airline is this?
JetBlue.
Okay.
So they got 7 people to get off. We got on the plane. Then they were like, guys, we're waiting for our route. Okay, no problem. Waiting for our route. Sitting. We're like an hour in on the plane, just
waiting
chilling.
for the route.
Yeah, waiting for the route. So they're like, okay, we need to get the route. Got the route. We're already delayed by so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were delayed also because of them waiting for 7 people to get off the flight too.
Okay.
That was before we got on the plane. And then, so once we got the route, they were like, oh, because we've been sitting here so long, we need more gas for the route that they gave us. So we had to go back to get gas.
And you guys, you guys stayed on the plane while they were doing
We were sitting there.
Okay.
Yes. So I watched half a movie while I was sitting there. Like, it was wild. So then we get back. They're like, okay, guys, we're gassed up. The weather starts. That bad weather that we got that day. Mm-hmm. The weather starts. And they're like, oh, we have to wait for the weather to clear. But we're gonna take off, guys. We sat there for I was on the tarmac for 4 hours. When I tell you dead, I didn't get to San Diego until 1
and that's already a long flight.
Yeah, it's a 5-hour flight.
Right.
So 9 hours on a plane, and I'm not in Spain or London.
You're not overseas.
Or, like, I am not overseas. I am still in the USA. I was so tight. I was like, this isn't real. So yeah, so I got to San Diego 1 a.m. San Diego time. So wow. I'm dead. And my
what, like 4 here or no? 5?
Yeah, they're 3 hours. Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is insane. Thank God my conference didn't start until the next day, and my setup was at 1 o'clock California time that day. So I had time, but I was just so dead. And then when I got back, it was just I had to recover for like a whole week. Like, I took that Monday off, and I just was like, I cannot function. Like, I could not function like the majority of the week because I was so tired. It was bad.
That's bad. Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got there safe and made it back home safely.
And San Diego was beautiful. San Diego is really beautiful. I did not prepare for that weather. It was cold. It was cold. Yeah. And where we were staying, it's called Mission Bay, and it's by like the water. So it was pretty cold.
San Diego. I think I've been once.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a Navy town?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where all the Navy SEALs and stuff train. Because
Gotcha.
the water is freezing.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. The water's freezing.
Yeah. I've been. It was actually really fun. I went with one of my friends and for her birthday.
It's nice. It's a nice area.
Ago. It is. It was really nice. The food was great. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of good food. We had a cute little weekend.
Yeah. I would say San Diego is a mix of LA and San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect mishmash.
Yeah.
It's the perfect mix of them both because it has the hills and stuff, the water, and it's just, yeah, I think it's a perfect mix. Yeah. But I liked it a lot. It was fun. I just was tired. Girl, I was tired.
Not being 4 hours on a plane and not moving. How were the other passengers? I know there were people annoyed.
Like, people were getting up. They didn't offer us anything either. You know they're still doing that. They're still doing that ghetto thing of like walking around with like the bottle and like pouring it out. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm like, can I just get a little bottle of water? Like, just give me my water. But no,
I'm done.
No, one big bottle for all of us.
Well, I'm sorry.
No wine, no nothing. Yeah.
They really should have gave everybody at least some wine.
They did give us credit though, because it was
really
bad. Yeah, they gave us flight credit. Yeah, I felt like it should have been more, but they gave us. I think it was
So
like
where you gonna
$100. I don't know, girl. I don't know.
Speaking of flying, we're actually flying on Friday.
Oh, okay, nice.
We're going to Nashville.
Oh, fun.
Yes, that should be fun.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have the same issues.
Yeah. Are you going with the kids and everything? Oh, okay.
All
nice.
of us.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Okay. So you're gonna go see your brother?
My brother, my aunt, cousins. But we're initially just going because Armin has a medical school reunion.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
we're gonna do that, but obviously we're gonna see all of our friends and family as well.
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
It's always good. It's always fun to go back home.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so moving on to
enough about travel.
Today we're just gonna discuss being a woman and choosing the life that you want for yourself and for your family, and finding a partner who, is in agreement with that and fits that for you. And so, I mean, we could talk about women that we personally know, but you guys won't really know who we're talking about and kind of their dynamics. So I felt like the best way to discuss that topic is to discuss celebrity women. Obviously, we don't personally know them, but we do know what they share openly with, magazines that they've done interviews with, and interviews, all the things that they've discussed. And before we start, I do want to say, like, whatever you choose, like, be in that and be okay with that, because there's always going to be someone who's going to judge you and be like, why would she do this, and why would she live this way, and why would she choose, her career over the kids, or the kids over the career. So before we start, I just want to tell all the women out there, do what's best for you, your life, if you have kids, your kids, and your family.
Yeah. And you'll also, to add to that, you'll judge yourself too. You'll think that you're not based on what you see other people doing. I know that I did that. When a lot of my friends were getting married, I was just like, I should be getting married. Like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing? And I was also in a relationship. So I was like, what the heck? And then I sat back and I was like, I'm not ready to get married. Yeah. I don't want to get married right now. I'm not ready. I don't know if this is the right person. Come to find out it wasn't. And I wasn't ready, but I really had to have that conversation with myself. But a lot of times society and societal norms will make you feel like you're not doing the right thing, or you're not moving quick enough, or just do what works for you and do what makes you happy. Because if you do stuff for other people, or for the approval of other people, or for your family, I mean, I remember my family telling me, like, when are you having a kid? I'm like, I'm not married. Like, I don't want, no, you know? Just like rushing you to get things done, or making you feel like you're behind. You're not. Yeah. You're not. You're going at your pace, and that's the only race you should be running, is yours. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing, what anybody's got going on in their marriage, because at the end of the day, people tell you only what they want to tell you.
Absolutely.
And
there's no right way to do anything.
No,
it's
not at all.
Your way and their way. There is no right way. I feel like people are always like, we did the right thing. We met each other, we got married, we bought a house, kids, bam. We did things the right way. And I think, for you, that was your right way. And
that's what worked
congratulations.
For you.
Like, that's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. But it's not the right way for, Jane over here. And it's not the right way for, the next
Maria.
woman over here.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has their own right way. And you have your own right to live in that way. Yeah. So do what works best for you. So starting off, we're going to start off with Savannah James.
Ooh, Savannah's looking good. She's looking luxurious.
Girl, snatched. She's looking rich.
Yes.
Glowing.
Wealthy.
It's giving wealth. It's giving beauty.
Yes.
It's giving, look at me. Really, I'm so happy to see her thriving, like, on her own, outside of being a mother, outside of being a wife to one of the greatest athletes. Yeah. LeBron James. Yeah. It's just beautiful to see her. She just did a magazine cover. Yes. I think it was for The Cut. I may be wrong. Was it The Cut? Okay. So, and she kind of opened up about just living in her true self, and her womanhood and motherhood, and being a wife, and all the things. And she stated that her priority all this time was being a mother.
Yeah.
And being there for her kids, and just being. Obviously, her husband's super busy. He's an athlete, and so she is like one of the not the provider, but the sole like caretaker for her children in the household.
Yeah.
And she's like, I prioritize that. And now that her kids are, getting older, one of her sons is actually, I think he's going to go play basketball at some college in California. I don't really keep up. Armin just tells me about these things.
Maybe
USC.
Maybe. Yeah.
Look, I don't keep up with sports.
I really, really try, but I struggle. I struggle. Yeah.
I only know the things that my husband tells me. Okay. And then she has another one who's also, I think he's in high school, and seems like he's gonna
go the same route. Route.
And then they have the daughter,
who is just so funny. I love Zuri. She's hilarious.
She's so cute. I just really love their family dynamic, and I feel like I relate to her.
Yeah, because
I feel the same way. Like right now, and I mean, since I've had my kids and up until now, they're still young. So for me, my priority are my kids as well.
Yeah,
and so. I just want to tell, like, especially for Black women, you don't hear this often, but there are Black women who are stay-at-home moms. And I feel like
I know some of them.
When you mention that as a Black woman, it's kind of like, you're a stay-at-home mom? Like,
yeah.
And when other women from different races are like, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, no one bats an eye. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like expected, like, oh, yeah, cool.
Because I think it's just not common.
It's not.
And I don't. It's just not common in our community, and it's not it's not common, and we don't hear enough stay-at-home moms that are in our community speak up about it. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm at home, you know what I mean? I'm running my household and all that stuff. We just don't see it, and there's not enough representation, I think.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's out there. We just don't see it. Because I know I know a good amount actually, but so. They don't necessarily speak up about it.
Yeah. And I don't know why, because there are tons of women who are stay-at-home moms, and there's nothing wrong with being that. I just feel like if you're prioritizing your children at the moment until they get a little older, like, do that and be happy and be, like, I feel blessed to say that because I have the opportunity to do that. And I
really think it's a beautiful thing. Like, I feel my best when I have like a slow work. I do like to work, but when I have a slow work day and I can get the house together, I can get dinner cooked, and like everyone comes home, or I go pick up AJ and she comes home, and I'm like, all right, this is what we're all going to sit down and have dinner together. I feel so full.
Yeah.
When I'm able to do that. And I get to do it probably like maybe 2 to 3 times a week, but I wish I could do it more. You know, I feel my most full when I can do that.
Exactly. So same for me. And, I feel like it also has a lot to do with the way I grew up as well. So like my father was, the provider. Like, my mother didn't have to think about paying bills. She didn't have to worry about anything financially. It was taken care of. Her priority was, okay, let's make sure the kids are good, get in school, and, whatever extra activities we had, that was my mom's job, like that was it. And I mean, obviously my dad was very hands-on too. I'm not saying he didn't have anything, to do with us, but, that was just what they wanted in that relationship, and it worked great. I mean, I think we all turned out okay.
It worked for the dynamic.
Worked. Yeah. It worked for our family dynamic. And, those for me, it's like, this is a time that we'll never get back. Having our kids at this age, I know we always be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. It is. I'm not saying that it's not tiring or exhausting, but this is a time that we're going to look back and be like, oh my God, remember when they were...
Yeah.
Remember when, it said those first words. Remember? And it's, for me, I really want to live in the moment right now because time flies. And then our kids are going to become, teenagers, and they're like, I don't want to hang out with you, Mom.
Exactly. I really hope they don't do that.
No. I
don't want them to do that.
I will say that even if they enjoy hanging out with you, which I feel like we're doing a pretty damn good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
even if they do want to hang out with us, their priority is going to shift too, because now they're becoming their own person. They're meeting friends. So they're like, Mom, can we hang out on this day instead of today? Because I want to go see my friend.
And I'm fine with that, because you want them to have that community, because a lot of kids now are into electronics, into their games, and they don't have social skills. Exactly. So I'm really hoping that our kids and how we're raising them, they'll understand community, and they'll gravitate more towards that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's one thing I really admired about Savannah James, because, when you really think about it, she could do anything she wants to do. Mm-hmm. She could build a huge brand of whatever the heck she wants, and she would thrive, and she could be the CEO and all of the things, because she has access to do those things. She has the money to do those things. Her husband, he's a billionaire. Yeah. So, and she was like, well, I'm good on that right now. My priority are my kids, and this is what I want to focus on. Now that they're all, they're becoming grown, and she's like, all right, it's time for me to step into myself. And she has business ventures coming up. I'm so excited to hear what they are. That's awesome. I really want to see her win, and obviously we're going to be supporting it,
of course.
But for me, I just love hearing women, specifically Black women, show us the life that they choose, and just fully be in that.
Exactly.
And so kudos to her. She looks absolutely stunning.
And in a positive way.
Oh,
in a positive way. Not in, well, I did this and I'm successful and this and that. Like, I feel like we see a lot of that too.
The boss.
Yeah. We didn't talk about it, and we can touch on it small, but I don't know if you saw the thing about Ebony K. Williams and all that stuff that happened.
When she said that she wouldn't date a bus driver.
Jai&Ley was like, would you date a bus driver? And she was like, if he owned the bus.
Yeah.
And it was like...
Wait, so how do you feel? We're going to take a break from what we're talking about. Yeah, I want to know your thoughts.
I think it's fine for her to have those feelings. Okay. I just don't think she should have backtracked. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, baby girl. Stand on it.
She backtracked?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then she brought like...
What did she say?
Well, she brought our community, like basically that our community, we basically accept a level of just like mediocrity and mediocre jobs, and that's the type of life we want to live. And then she was like, but my mom drove the bus for years. And it's like, so is your mom mediocre? Because she drove the bus for years so you could have a life. And honestly... everybody, there's Black bus drivers, there's white bus drivers, there's Asian bus drivers, like there's all sorts of bus drivers, right. and it's not a bad job. So it was more so like she was kind of like looking down on it, like we're not striving for better. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that aren't going to be doctors, that aren't going to be lawyers, like people that are at that level.
They're content, and they may be content with their job.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being a bus driver.
Not everybody wants to be a CEO.
Exactly. And not everybody can be. It's a very hard job. It's not everybody can be. Not everybody can be a doctor. It takes a lot of brain power. Getting a law degree takes a lot. So I think she said what she said, and that's fine. And I think she should have just stood on it. And she was just like, no, like she's like, I just want my Black men to like want more. And it's like, but there are electricians out here that make great salaries.
Absolutely.
There's carpenters. Like, why is it just because of the job that he picked means he has nothing? That doesn't. And so I think the way she portrayed it was not
in the best
light. Yeah, it wasn't in the best light.
It did
it's
seem
okay
like she was talking down about the job.
Yeah,
not necessarily the guy, but just the job.
Yeah,
and I didn't like that.
And that doesn't represent us well, you know what I mean? Because if that's what somebody chooses to do and they take care of their family and they're happy and that's what they enjoy, then that's great. And that's what Jai&Ley was saying. She was like, I would date a bus driver. She was like, if he was good to his mom, if he treated me well, if he was kind. She was like, now I'm not saying I wouldn't have my prenup and stuff like that, because she was like, I do have a lot. She was like, I do have a lot and I don't want to lose that. And I get that. But she was like, if he treats me well, absolutely, I would date a bus driver. She was like, we're putting like currency on a human being, and that's not how it should go. And that's why a lot of women, she was saying, like, we're looking at love in like the wrong way. That's not how it works.
I think her wording is wrong, but I do feel like she has
she has the right.
She has the right to say that. Be like,
absolutely.
No. And also, to be quite honest, would they even cross paths? I don't think so.
No.
A bus driver. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but she's a lawyer, I believe, and she's also done a lot of different things. She's a very successful Black woman, right? And so I don't think she's riding a bus.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be in the same rooms.
Yeah.
You know, in the same, invited to, you know, the same parties.
Yeah. But you never know.
You never know. But what I'm saying is, it is hard for someone who lives a completely different lifestyle to, you know, meet, and then she has the opportunity to be like, oh, you're a bus driver? I'm not dating you. Like, I feel like it's going to be a rare thing for her to even run into a bus driver. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. Yeah. But it is kind of rare. I mean, it may be rare for her.
It's rare, but also I think her attitude about dating, she's just like, she came off a little strong and a little masculine too. And it was just like, I feel like what she wants, but what she's like putting out there are two opposite things. You know, like, she wants to be feminine, and because that's what she asked Jai&Ley, like, well, what are we doing wrong? Like, you know, we're out earning and we're doing these things, but she just was mainly talking about money. And it's like, that's not the only thing that's going to build a relationship. Yeah. And I was like, and if that's what people are always looking at, the dating pool is going to be trash for a while, because that shouldn't be the only thing you're looking at when you're looking to find a partner.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially if you are successful and you make a good living, I would think, I mean, I can't speak for her, but I would think that you'd be like, I'm good financially. I'm looking for a partner.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because I had to sit and think about it. I was just like, because at first I was like, okay, like, she can say that. But then when she like went on, I was like, Ebony, I was like, you are like adding just so much fire to this. Like, just shut it up. You know, like, you can say what you want. You can have what you want. I don't think I think you should go after what you want. You just may not find it. Yeah. You may not find it. You may not find the person that owns SEPTA. You know what I mean? Because it's a transit system. Like, you want the person that owns the bus. Like, no,
probably
it's
some old ass
white man. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what
you like.
If that's what you like and if that's what you want, there's nothing wrong with it. I think she should have just stood on what she said. Just said, like, look, that's what I want. And that's it.
Right. Anyways, moving on. Sorry.
Segue. Yeah.
So, moving on to, I feel like, another Black woman that we admire and who lives and chooses to live her best life. Yeah. Miss Tracee Ellis Ross. I absolutely love her.
I think she's great.
I love her fashion. I love her style. Like, if I could go into her closet, I would be in there, so much like, fun. Can I please take at least 5 things? Exactly. And leave with 10. I love her.
She had a post the other day. She's like, the reason why I work so hard, she's like, I have a problem with shopping. And then she like posted all these different outfits. I'm like, yes, the reason why I'll never stop working.
Like, I mean, she's so funny, like her personality. I love everything about it. Yeah. But in this case, we're just discussing how she's just so open about the life she lives, right? Yeah. She's never been married, I believe, and she has no kids. Yeah. And she stands on that. She's like, you know what? I haven't met the person yet for me, and this is, until then, I'm just going to spoil myself and love on myself and treat myself, you know, in the best way that I can.
Yeah. And she has the means to do it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But who was she interviewing with? Kevin Hart. And she was saying, she was like, if I find somebody that makes my life better than it is right now, then I will consider being in a relationship. But she said right now, she said, I have not found that. So.
And to me, that's just so crazy, because I'm like, how are these men? Are these men okay? Like, are you guys like, something must be like,
I don't know. But I wonder, so she didn't elaborate on that. So I wonder what that means. Because financially, obviously, she's fine. Right. You know what I mean? So are they a good person? Do they make you laugh? Like all of those things. Like I wonder if that's what it is.
Yeah.
And
obviously.
she's also a celebrity. She's out there. So it's probably not easy to date.
No, I'm not saying it's easy, but I do feel like men as a collective, and I'm not bashing men, but I feel like we can do a little better.
Yeah.
We can do a little better. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
I agree.
I don't want to start no drama, no fighting.
Yeah. Y'all like to tussle a little bit.
We don't tussle over here.
Yeah,
okay?
we don't. We are lovers.
You see these faces? We don't tussle.
We are not. What did Megan say? She was like, do you see these nails? She was like, do you see this face? She was like, I am not fighting you.
We don't fight. We do not fight. But, and I just feel like, I don't know if it's social media. I don't know if it's just where we are as a society, but I feel like
I think it's both.
It has to be both.
I think it's both.
It's just something's in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Something's just off.
Because it's both sides. It's both sides.
Sure.
I see women and I'm just like, girl.
It's definitely both sides.
And I see men and I'm like
we just have to
what
come
is going
together
on?
and be like, what are we doing wrong? Yeah. What can we do to improve?
No more relationship podcast.
Yeah, maybe that's a good start.
No more relationship podcasts, especially with people that you're not in relationships. Like I love the podcast that like they're in relationships and they're like teaching you how to like keep it strong and all those things. And if you are single, like these are the things that you need to do. I love those. But those toxic podcasts that are always speaking about bashing women or bashing men, that's not helping us. It's just pushing us farther and farther apart.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's just too much negativity coming out from everywhere. It's like the podcasts, it's the social media, it's the TikToks, it's just everything. And you're just like, we're tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
It's too much access, it's too much information.
I don't want to hear it anymore. Please give us a break. Like
give it a rest. Give it a rest. I saw a post this morning. I think it was Charlemagne. He posted this one. She was just like, we need to end all these podcasts because she was like, she said she saw a post about how if you were to come in at 3 a.m. and you woke your wife up or your girlfriend up to like make you food, and she was just like, let's be realistic. Who's coming in at 3 a.m. and waking someone up out of their sleep? Like, that's not happening.
That's wild.
Why are we even asking these questions? And I'm like, that's so true.
It's so dumb.
And she's like, and then you'll see, she was like, and then you'll see like men in the comments like, see, this is what is wrong with women now. And it's like, no, why would you wake your wife or your significant other up at that time to make you food? The way I would go off, like no. It's just not realistic. You wouldn't do that. It's
not realistic because I don't know any man who is in a relationship that would do in their right mind
that would do that. I need to eat.
I don't know any man. No, and I know a lot of men in relationships that would do that. I don't know anyone that would do that.
I don't know anyone that would do that.
I feel like a lot of times they just make these topics up to get a stir.
And that's what she was saying.
People talking about it because, come on, let's be real. No one's doing that.
Yeah. And she was just like, I just can't wait till common sense comes back.
No one's doing that. That's ridiculous. Anyways.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Moving on. So shout out to Tracy.
Yes.
I feel like she's a good representation for women who are not married or do not want to get married and
don't want kids.
Yeah. I think we need the different representation for Black women. And I love to have that. And I don't know why, again, on social media, you have these people like in marriages and then you have the single people. It's like everyone's trying to like, fight with each other about, different topics. And it's like, we don't live the same lifestyle. It's okay. We don't need to live the same lifestyle.
We don't.
You live your best life. I love seeing single, unmarried, no kid women live their best life. I'd be like, girl, like
there's no judgment. If that's what you want, if that's what you've chosen, awesome.
I love it.
And if you want marriage eventually down the line, I love that for you too.
Exactly. And I think I think that's why I chose the two women, because I'm like, they lived completely different types of, lives.
Yeah.
But I love them both.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
I want to be like both of them, you know?
I want energy from both.
Exactly. Like, I want the fabulousness over here and the self-love and all of that. And I want the family, and I want, you can see, I can see myself in both women.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it. And I feel like we need to appreciate each other and matter what lifestyle that we choose to live,
Absolutely.
Another one is, I feel like this was a big topic that just hit the social medias. So Gabrielle Union did an interview, and she was discussing how her and her husband split the bills down 50-50.
Yeah.
And, I talked to Armin about it, and I was like, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know about this. And I'm like, why? And he's like, just because. And I think what he was saying is because he, as a man, he enjoys being the provider. Like, unless I was making significantly, like, a lot more than he was. Yeah. And of course he'd be like, okay, girl, you can pay these bills.
Exactly.
He would have no problem.
You got the electric this month.
He would have no problem. He'll tell me. He was like, Layla, if you somehow just like, something happens and you're like, making millions and
Look, we trying with this podcast.
Exactly.
Right,
he was like, I would have no problem with you paying the bills. Yeah. So it's not like he's doing it to be like controlling, paying these bills to be controlling and to be like telling me what I can and can't do. He just naturally enjoys being that provider. And so he was like, I wouldn't do that if I had the amount of money he had. And even if you were making good money, he's like, unless I was hurting financially, I wouldn't ask my wife to split the bills. And then it just made me think, like, it just depends on the man you're with. Yeah, because there are men who are like, yeah, sure, let's split the bills. I have no problem with that. Yeah. And there are men who would not allow you to pay a penny for anything. Exactly. Yeah. And I think if, like, for example, for Gabrielle, if that works for her and her husband, then that's wonderful. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's the problem with today. Everyone wants to tell people what
how
they
to
should
live their life
and should not do. Yeah. And it's like, number one, it's literally not your business. I know she talks about it and she, spoke about it. And so she kind of made everybody, you make it everyone's business. But at the end of the day, it is not your business at all.
Exactly. Like, if you say, like, okay, I wouldn't do that. Okay, great.
Exactly.
But that's what she's doing, and that's what she's choosing to do.
That's what works for them. Yeah. Yeah. And then I just, I feel like it just made a big stir on social media.
Yeah. I think the thing that hit me as I saw that she talked about, like, being in a scarcity mindset and not having, because she was always providing for everybody else in her life, and that this brought, like, ease to her. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I, like, struggled with that, like, a little bit, because I was just like, darn, just, like, you're going to have to, like, say no, or I don't know. He has so much. Like, I feel like he could take her out of that scarcity mindset, but maybe 50-50 is what works, And
it could be her.
It could be enough, It
could be her who wants to do that. She could be like, you know what? I want to take care of my family. Like, I mean, by my family, I'm talking about, like, her parents. Yeah. If she has siblings, her siblings. Yeah. Like, or if she has nieces and nephews, she's probably like, I don't want you to have to provide for my family. I got that.
So it's so maybe that's what it was. Okay.
I don't know, but I'm thinking that's what the case is, because when she meant, like, I got to take care for another household, I think she meant, like, her family.
Okay. And she's still currently doing that.
I think that's what she meant. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I just want to say that even in that lifestyle, like, for her, I think, as women, especially Black women, we should not be judging that. Like, if it's clearly working for her and her household, and if they both agree and are happy to do that, then so be it. I feel like people are just so judgmental about every little thing. And I feel like it also affects people wanting to share.
Yeah.
Like being vulnerable. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to share too much anymore because you're like, I don't want a million people be,
being
talking
like,
about,
oh my God, like you go 50-50 in your house. And it's like, yeah, that's what works for us. Like maybe we can't go 70-30 because maybe one person makes significantly more or,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So 50-50 is what, works for our household, because at the end of the day, I know that y'all be looking at social media and thinking everybody's balling. Guys, the average household income, hear me when I say this.
What's the number? Drop
is
it.
$77K. That is the average household.
Wow.
So that could be 2 working adults that are only bringing in $77K. So women and men, you're like, oh, like I need this. You need to make this amount of money, or you need to pay all the bills. I'm sorry. It is not realistic in America.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in America, right now, that is not realistic. So I think, and I'm speaking to my women on this one, I'm not saying you have to go 50-50. I'm not saying, but if somebody's coming in and is willing to help you, take that help, baby, because you're paying 100% right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying 100%. So if someone can come in and be like, hey, I may not have 100% of it, but I can give you half the rent. I can give you, and I can pay the utilities, and I can give you money towards groceries. Does that not help?
That's a huge help.
That's a huge
being the
that's
only
a huge
one
help
if
you're doing the one paying 100%, because I know a lot of us sometimes, and I've said it myself in the past, I can do bad all by myself. You really can. You can do bad. Baby girl, you can do bad.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
Like I can do, I'm like, no, I want my man to help me. Like I want help. Okay. Yeah. Like I want to call my man and be like, hey babe, like I need this, this and this.
Look,
like
any little that inconvenience, I'm on the phone.
Seriously, me too. Because it's good to have that help. It's good to have a partner. And for women that are single and are doing it and killing it, that's awesome too. That is awesome too. But I think we have to stop shaming people for 50-50, 70-30, whatever anybody chooses to do in their house. Because at the end of the day, you're not in their house. You're not paying bills with them. You don't know how they feed themselves. Like we really have to stop that judgment on people, because it's not okay. It's really, really not okay. And not everybody is out here balling out of control. There's a reason why it's the 1%. It's 1%.
And we just need to get rid of this whole topic altogether.
Yes, we need to get rid of it. I'm so
because
sick
the
of
only
it.
person that should be discussing 50-50 or you're paying all the bills or I'm paying all the bills is between
you and
two
your partner
people in a relationship.
Exactly.
Everybody else, just let it go.
Please, y'all gotta stop. Get out of these comments, because I'll be seeing y'all and y'all are wild in these comments. Like, stop. I always go straight to the comments. I'm like, what are these people saying?
You know it, because just let it go.
Yeah, it's a very I think it's a very
it's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice, but this conversation is very detrimental to, I think, especially our community, because other communities don't care about this.
I don't hear them talking about this. I do
not hear them talking about this at all. They do not talk about it.
Yeah.
They don't. They come together, whatever they make,
figure
whatever
out what works for them.
Yeah, they figure out what works for them, and they make their life, and they are happy. But we are sitting here arguing in the comments over 50-50, and I could never. You can't, because you're single. So here we are. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we saying? But I'm serious. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand.
Because we see people doing this, like, oh, I could never do this. And it's like, right, because it's not happening.
I'm
so
done.
what the hell? So,
exactly.
But yeah, I really want us to end this conversation and just end like the toxicity between the sexes, like between men and women. Like, we are meant to be together and be there for each other, and we don't need to be like this towards each other. It's not necessary.
Exactly. And to be quite honest, I mean, I have no experience in none of that stuff because, I'm in a relationship. I don't have to comment and be like, oh, I would never, I can't do this. Like, because again, I'm doing what's best for me in my marriage, like, and me and my, with my man. We're doing what's good for us.
Yeah.
You can tell me, oh, well, this is what I do. I'm like, okay, good.
Great.
and I'm still going to do
this is what works for
me.
our family. Exactly.
You could tell me you go 50-50. I'm like, okay, wonderful. That has nothing to do with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's not going to faze me. You know what I mean? So like, if everyone has that mindset of like, okay, cool, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Happy that works for you.
But I think that also comes with growth.
Yeah.
I think that comes with growth and understanding that you're okay with what you have. You're okay with your lifestyle. You're content. And I think staying off like the 24-hour news cycle and seeing so much of what other people are doing. IG is a highlight reel. People put what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
They could be falling apart outside of that camera or outside of that picture, and you're just going off of like what they have. And I think seeing that all the time, I think it's probably happened to all of us. We're like, dang, like how'd she get all that? Like, what's she doing? She's scamming. Because, we all have those moments where we're like, damn, I need that. And I'll start scrolling. I'll be on Chanel, like, well, if I pay this, Right, and it's like, no, but I really don't need that, or I don't want that, or I have everything that I need. Right. So I think we all go through those moments. So none of us are perfect. I'm not saying that like you need to have this mindset overnight, but understand being grateful for where you're at. And if there's things that you want, and if there's things that you want in your future, you can manifest those things. You can work towards those things. But we just have to stop telling people what like I wouldn't do or what you should be doing or whatever. Do what works for you. Do what works for you.
Exactly. Unless they're coming to you for your advice.
Yeah.
Or your help or just your opinion or thought of whatever they're bringing to you.
Yeah.
Then of course you can tell them how you feel and what you would do.
Yeah.
But I feel like 99% of this, no one came to you to ask you for your opinion, and you're just on here
just in the shade room comments.
Like
when I see my friends, I'm like, girl, you could have stayed out of that. Like status.
Okay.
It's not your fight.
Okay, isn't it so strange when you see your friends in the comments?
Yes.
You're like, what you doing here, girl?
Why are you here?
Look,
who sent you?
The only time I comment on those pages is if it's a laughing emoji. Because if something's really hilarious, I might. And it's very rare. Yeah. But it would be like a laughing emoji.
I'll give a quick like love this or something like that. Exactly. But I am not about to give my opinion and have people comment for me in these
and going back and forth.
No. I have seen people go back and forth. And I'm like, girl, stop it. Stop it.
Like what?
And your friends are right at the top. You're like, oh my God, why are they in there?
So do you confront your friend or do you just
let
them
these comments?
Do you be like, hey girl, I saw you in the shade room comments.
Yes, like I saw you over there yesterday.
I need you to stop.
I need you to cool it.
Like it's so funny because like people really be in there commenting. I mean, if you want to comment, go ahead. But I just think it's funny.
It's hilarious. Sometimes I just laugh. Like, I don't even say anything to my friends. I'm like, what you doing over here?
I can't.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't. But there was like this audio that was going around. It was like, I think it was Nicki Minaj that was on her live. And I think Ariana, what's her name? Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Sorry. She got it on her live and Nikki's like, she's like, Ariana, what you doing in here? And I feel like that's the best audio in my head. That's what I hear when I see my friend.
Like, girl, what you doing in
That's what I be thinking in my head. I'm like, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
God.
I can't. But yeah, so back to, women. Sorry. We always getting carried away.
Yes.
Back to women.
Yes.
Living their true best lives. No matter what you choose, whether you want to get married, whether you want to be single, whether you want to have kids, whether you don't want to have kids, I think we should always just accept, what these women decide to do with their lives. And, I admire women who live fully, truly, in their true selves. I'm just like,
I agree.
You just feel that energy, even if you've never met them. I mean,
it's
even
inspiring.
even in like on Instagram, even women I never met. But I'm just like, oh my God, I love this.
I've been following a lot more. First of all, I followed Chanel.
Buy me Chanel, child. She'll have you spending all your
Oh
coins.
my God. I'm like, let me see. Did you see that luggage she posted? That I was like,
God.
this is great. And I was like, this is too high for my blood. So I'm not buying that.
I love that she mixes though. She definitely will give you the high end luxury stuff, and then she also will give you, you know, some affordable things. Like, and she always posts sales. I'm like, dang it, I can't miss this one.
I know. She did one for like Gap last week, and I've been looking for like, she posted like that linen shirt, and I literally thought of you too. I was like, oh, I need to send this to Layla because I feel like she would look great in this.
Thank you.
And I was just like, oh my God, like I love that. And my card is full.
Yeah,
card is full.
No, she's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are tons of women that we follow, and we're just like,
yeah,
I don't know, never met them, don't know them. I'm just like, I love it.
And I love it. I love the Black creatives that are just like, they're bomb. They're unapologetic. They're awesome.
And
like,
bringing something to the audience.
Exactly.
You know, I love that. So shout out to the women. I mean, not just celebrities, but just the women on the IGs.
Yes, the creatives. Yeah.
I don't know. Are they celebrities? I feel like some of them.
Some of them are. I feel like some of them are. Yeah. Because I would fangirl out if I saw them.
Exactly. Like, oh my God.
I'm like, hey.
You're the girl who be posting all the sales. Shout out to you.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
Yeah. But okay, we do have our products of the week for this episode. I know we forget sometimes, y'all.
Sorry, y'all.
But we do have our products for the week. You want to start?
Yes.
All right.
So mine is Live Tinted. I also did like what did I do? I did a TikTok on this week because I have like 3 of her products now. And
so we're Live Tinted girls.
We are Live Tinted girls.
We are.
Sis does not miss. She's not missing, okay? And so this is it's called Hue Guard. It is the invisible sunscreen stick. And it is 50 SPF. It's water resistant for 80 minutes. Boom. It's awesome. It really is clear. And the way it goes on, y'all, it goes on, initially it feels kind of, I guess, like sticky. I don't know. Initially it feels sticky, but it melts right into your skin. Just give it a second, just press it in, rub it in, and it's amazing. I think this is probably one of my favorite right now. Okay. I use it daily. But if you were on the fence about it, jump off. Jump off the fence. Because it's great. It's great. I love it. It's awesome. And she did her thing with that. I love it.
I love her entire brand.
Yeah. I love it.
And it's for women of color because she is from India. She's Indian. So
yeah, I
love her stuff. Wonderful. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Especially summer's coming up. I need all the SPF we got.
Girl, this heat has been hot. Like today is hot. Yeah. So that's a good one. So what is your product?
So my product of the week, it is a hair product. I didn't bring it, but I did. If you follow me on Instagram, I showed the product on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I did a roller set on my hair. I'm not doing any like heat on my hair because I'm giving my hair a break. And I need my curls to come back, especially in the front.
Girl.
Sorry,
I'm right there with you.
So I'm cutting out all heat. And so this was alternative to still kind of get a straightened look, but with the rollers. So I put the rollers in, sat under my hooded dryer about 30 minutes. So minimal heat. And the rest of the time I just let it air dry while I was just like doing things around the house. And so I take it down. The curls were curling. They were looking good. Yes. And so at nighttime, this is a product. It is kind of like a satin roller, but it's long. It's like about a ruler, about a little more than a ruler, 12 inches, a little more than that. So you put the roller or whatever. It's bendable. So you put it in the middle of your hair, and then you wrap your curls
I've been
around
seeing this. I've been seeing the girlies.
You put a scrunchie at the bottom. You do the same for this other side, and then you just tie it up in the back. And it's actually pretty comfortable to sleep in. It's soft, so you're not feeling like hard rollers in your hair. And you take it out the next day, and them curls are curling.
Yes, I love this.
It's amazing.
I've been wanting to try it. I'm like, I want to try this because I do want to stop putting as much. Like, I don't put a ton of heat in my hair because my hair is usually in a protective style.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
So I originally saw it on this Black woman's page. She's a hairstylist. She owns a hair salon.
I wonder if it's the same woman I saw.
It's called Go Sleek. It's called Go Sleek.
Is that like
that's
she
the Instagram page?
But
yeah,
she also made that.
She made that.
I know you're talking about.
You can get them from everywhere, Amazon, Target, wherever. But that's where I first saw it. This was maybe a year ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And I never, got it. And recently, I was like, "Well, since I'm not doing heat anymore, I need something to keep the curls, nice and tight overnight." Yeah. And so I didn't go to her page because I forgot what was the name of the page because it's been a year, and I was like, oh my God, I want to buy it from her, but I couldn't find it and I needed it ASAP, so I got it from there. I'm still gonna purchase hers because we don't need another one for like Sana and for myself. Yeah. But if you want to support her business, go to Go Sleek, SLEEK, on Instagram, and you can find, and she has other products. She has clip-ins, like extension clip-ins, like all types of stuff. And I found it afterwards because I was like, where did I see this originally? Yeah. Because all over TikTok, you see the product, but you don't see hers. But you see all the remakes of it afterwards. And I was like, I got to find this woman's page because I need to give her her flowers because this was an amazing product. But yeah. I guess we can put the link under the show notes.
We got to get better doing that.
I know. We always say that, but
we don't.
Or actually, links. We'll put it on her Instagram.
Oh, yeah. We can tag her.
I'll put it on Instagram so that you guys can check her page out. But yeah, that's my product of the week. It's amazing. Highly recommend it.
Well, 2 good products. I love that.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, I think that concludes today's episode. Yes. Thank you all for tuning in, and I guess we'll talk to you guys another time.
All right. Bye.